Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode. In the last episode, we came up here. We see that Laura was in this section, but we currently don't have access to it. So let's continue. Now I did check, we cannot go up to the roof just quite yet, so we're going to have to go down. Now that we know where she is, we got to figure out how to get in there. Let's go back downstairs. Now that we have the keys for the downstairs wing. Also, you may be noticing that the hospital is starting to look a bit more decrepit. Let's use the key and finally get access to this part of the hospital. So that's the day room. Let's sneak up on this nurse. And hit her with a chainsaw. Okay, I don't know where you came from, but you can die. How did I miss your leg? So what were you going in for in here? This is the doctor's lounge. There should be, there's something in here we want. The case bears a disturbing similarity to a situation that took place in a facility a few years back. The patient was administered on a court order, but with the consent of his remaining family. His condition appeared to be improving for the first few weeks. The administrative medicines paired with the individual's sessions with a psychologist and art therapy elevated his elevation, alaromia, and social withdrawal. There was no reason for concern. They didn't even know anything was wrong until the night the guard reported one of his keys was missing. When they found him, it was already too late. So it sounds like one of the patients here was doing well and then decided to suddenly commit, presumably suicide, by getting access to somewhere that would allow him to take his life. Bit dark. At least it gives us an idea there's a key that we need to look for. So here's the keypad combination. You have to memorize this note and then figure out what numbers you need to press in that order. So I believe this should be 3, 5, 7, 8. So let's remember that. 3, 5, 7, 8. Now if you're playing on higher puzzle difficulties, I believe the combination will be different. So just be wary if you're playing along with me and you decide to play on a higher puzzle difficulty. Let me see. This is getting us access to somewhere. Ooh, health drink. Don't mind that. Alright, there seems to be nothing else in here. Oh, but we can unlock this door, and I believe this should create a shortcut. Yep, so now we have a shortcut here. Also, my radio's reacting, so there's something around. Right, that seems to be everything in the doctor's lounge. Let's come over here and unlock this door. That way we get access to this set of rooms. Let's see. We're next to the pool, so let's go check out the pool. Nope, the shower is locked, so we're gonna have to find another way. Down here we can find some bullets. And for anybody that works in a hospital, can you please tell me what is the point of this hallway? Having a hallway that leads to a window and nothing else. Like, why would you have a hallway like this? What logical design would you need to have a hallway that leads to nowhere? Alright, so this door is unlocked. Before we check out everywhere around here, let's go check out the pool. Hope there's something in here. I can hear it. Shotgun, please. How do you like a shotty? Yep, you're still alive, so you get chainsawed. Ooh, and sweet, some shotgun ammo. No, that's not shotgun ammo, that's handgun ammo. Either still ammo is good ammo. Switch back to our handgun. Now I forget if there's a mannequin also hiding in this set of rooms. Oh, we got something here. I can see something in there, but we can't get to it. Not yet, at the very least. Another incident with 0050. He got out of the pool and made a break for the garden, cutting himself wide open in the process. Thank God I was still here. He was completely maniac, screaming, had oddities hold him. The oddity, is that the name of like the security or like doctors in hospitals? Oddities? Or orderlies? Is that how you say it? Barely managed to stitch him up. He's back in his room now, all sedated. Now, I forget if that means if you go back to his room, there's something there waiting for you. Health drink. Now, I do know there are enemies outside because my radio is reacting. We'll also unlock this door. That way we have a way to get in and out of here. Matter of fact, you can see one of the enemies out there. Now, I believe I want to look around out here because besides from there being a few enemies, I believe there is a New Game Plus item out here. I believe it's in there. I just want to look because I want to say there's a mannequin hiding in there. I also want to make sure the other enemy doesn't try to sneak up behind me. Yeah, so I think I might have killed it. But yeah, there was a mannequin in there waiting to ambush you if you just crawled in. Nope, it's faking death. I don't see blood, so I'm just gonna take another slash at you. I grab these bullets. Grab a syringe, and here is a New Game Plus item. The small chest. This small chest will only appear here in New Game Plus, and if you remember, we got a note saying that there was something waiting for us at the hospital. I forget if you need to get that. Oh wait, you do need to get that note because the item that's needed for it came with that note, the rustic key. Opening this will give us a bottle of White Claudia. Now, anybody who are massive Silent Hill fans will know exactly what White Claudia is. For the uninformed, it is a flower that typically grows around the lake of Toluca Lake. Though it has been known to grow in other places, as Silent Hill F showed. It can grow in other places, like in Japan, for example. Though typically it needs to grow near lake water, or at least some body of water. How did that miss? But yeah, it is a flower that can be used for healing. However, because it is a very powerful hallucinogenic when made into any form of medicine. Especially when the flower is consumed. It can be made into it can be made into like a physical substance, like pills. It can also be made into a liquid substance, like a health drink. The White Claudia is an extremely dangerous type of medicine because, as I mentioned before, it is a hallucinogenic. A very extremely powerful one at that. It can make people see things that they don't want to see, and it even, over time, I hear another, and over time, it even alters their personality. Now, this, item was completely new to the remake. This White Claudia item did not exist in the original, and it is tied to one of the new endings in the remake. And so here's the pool that he supposedly liked to, and it looks like it hasn't been cleaned in centuries, because Jesus Christ. We need to open this somehow. We currently do not have the means to open it. So we gotta remember this for later. We need an item to open that, which will give us whatever is hiding in this pool. Alright, it's reacting to a bug. By the way, you need to came through this way because this door is locked. Shotgun shells. Whoa! You son of a bitch! Is there another one hiding around here that deserves death? Here we can get a medical tube. Which I believe we can combine that with the needle. So we can add the item we saw in the drain. Did you add it? Were you guarding anything in this shower room? Doesn't look like it. Alright, we're back out here. So real quick, let's go see what's in that drain. And we get the maintenance key, which weirdly has an ear on it. So with that, we can open up the pool. So we will end the episode here, and in the next episode, we'll go back to that pool and open it up and see what's hiding in the water. If you enjoyed this episode, do you like the videos? That helps tremendously. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this episode, and share the video so that way more people can discover my content and help the channel grow. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.